If you're over 40 and still masturbating regularly, I'm not here to judge. In fact, I want to talk to you about it. Because what most men don't realize is that your body isn't the same as it was at 20 or even 30. And that changes everything, including how masturbation affects you. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, not even close. But if lately you've been feeling tired after, less satisfied, or even wondering, why don't I feel the same anymore? You're not imagining things. And this might be one of the most important videos you watch this year. Let's talk honestly, man to woman, about what's actually going on. See, after 40, your body starts to shift gears. Nothing dramatic overnight, but little by little, things change. Your testosterone levels naturally dip. Your recovery time after orgasm takes longer. Your sensitivity might not be what it used to be. And you may start noticing that things just feel different, less intense, less automatic. That doesn't mean something's wrong. It just means you need to adapt to a new rhythm. Think about it this way. Your body is like a fine instrument that's been played for decades. It still creates beautiful music, but it needs different care now, different tuning, different maintenance. The hormonal orchestra in your body isn't conducting the same symphony it did 20 years ago. Testosterone, which peaked in your late teens and 20s, has been gradually declining by about 1% per year since you hit 30. By 40, you're working with significantly different levels than you're used to. But here's what's interesting, and what nobody talks about, it's not just testosterone. Your cortisol levels, stress hormone, are probably higher than they were in your 20s. Your sleep quality has likely declined. Your metabolism has shifted. Your cardiovascular health has changed. All of these factors affect your sexual response. They affect how quickly you get aroused, how intense your orgasms feel, and, crucially, how you feel afterward. Back in your 20s, you could probably go at it every day, maybe even multiple times a day, and feel fine, energized even. Your recovery was lightning fast. You could climax and be ready for round 2 in minutes. You could masturbate before work and feel pumped up for the day. You could do it late at night and still wake up refreshed. But now, masturbating with the same frequency can actually drain your energy instead of boosting it. You might feel more tired afterward, less sharp, a little low on motivation the next day. Some men even report physical soreness like an ache in the lower abdomen, sensitivity in the groin, or that weird pressure in the perineum that no one talks about but everyone's felt. And here's something else that's changed, the psychological component. In your 20s, masturbation was often about exploration, discovery, raw physical need. Now it might be more about stress relief, routine, or simply trying to recapture something from your past. The problem is, when you're using masturbation as a coping mechanism, rather than genuine desire, your body responds differently. The satisfaction isn't the same. The afterglow becomes an after crash. And yet, they keep pushing through it. Why? Because we've all heard the myths. If you don't use it, you lose it. Daily release keeps you young. Masturbation prevents prostate issues. Look, there's some truth in those statements, in context, but none of them tell the full story. Let's break these down for a second. The use it or lose it mentality assumes your sexual function is purely mechanical, but sexual health is holistic. It involves your cardiovascular system, your nervous system, your endocrine system, and your mental health. Simply going through the motions doesn't necessarily maintain these systems optimally. The daily release myth suggests that more is always better, but your body after 40 often benefits more from quality over quantity. One deeply satisfying experience might serve you better than 3 mediocre ones. And yes, regular ejaculation has been linked to prostate health in some studies, but regular doesn't necessarily mean daily. The research suggests that men who ejaculate 21 times per month or more have lower prostate cancer risk. That's roughly every other day, not multiple times daily. You're not a machine, and your body's signals deserve more attention than a meme quote. Let's be honest, sometimes you're not even horny, you're just stressed or bored, or trying to fall asleep. And that's where it can slowly shift from a healthy release to a mindless habit. This is where many men find themselves trapped in a cycle they don't even recognize. You reach for masturbation like you might reach for a drink or a cigarette, not because you want it, but because it's become your default response to discomfort. Had a rough day at work? Masturbate. Can't sleep? Masturbate. Feeling anxious about something? Masturbate. Bored on a Sunday afternoon? Masturbate. The problem isn't the act itself. It's the automatic, unconscious nature of it. You're not choosing it, it's choosing you. And here's where it gets tricky. The line between self-care and self-sabotage is subtle. Masturbation isn't bad, but using it as an escape every single time you feel uncomfortable, that's where the long-term impact starts to show, especially if it's paired with a lifestyle that already drains you. Poor sleep, crappy food, too much alcohol, chronic stress. Here's what most men don't realize. Your sexual energy is connected to your overall life energy. They're not separate systems. When you're running on empty in other areas of your life, your sexual experiences become depleted too. If you're staying up until 2 a.m., scrolling through your phone, eating fast food for lunch, drinking wine every night to unwind, and dealing with chronic work stress, then adding frequent masturbation to that mix, you're asking your body to perform miracles. Your adrenal glands are already working overtime. Your nervous system is fried. Your sleep quality is shot. And then you're asking your body to produce the hormones, energy, and recovery capacity for regular orgasms on top of everything else. It's like trying to sprint when you're already exhausted. You might be able to do it, but you'll crash harder afterward. You see, it's not just what you're doing, it's what else you're doing alongside it. Your body at 40 plus needs more from you. Better rest, better fuel, better awareness. If you're still treating your energy like you're 25, don't be surprised when you hit a wall. This is perhaps the most important point. Your energy is finite, and it's not as renewable as it used to be. In your 20s, you could abuse your body and bounce back quickly. Pull an all-nighter? No problem. Eat pizza for 3 days straight? You'll be fine. Drink too much on a Wednesday? You'll recover by Friday. But now, poor choices compound. Recovery takes longer. The margin for error is smaller. This doesn't mean you need to live like a monk. It means you need to be more strategic about where you spend your energy. So how do you know when it's time to slow down? Your body will tell you. If you're feeling wiped out after orgasm, if your motivation dips the next day, if you start avoiding intimacy with a real partner because solo is easier, if your erections feel weaker or pleasure feels muted, these are signs. Not of failure, but of a body that's asking for balance. Let me add a few more signs that are subtle but important. If you find yourself masturbating more when you're stressed, but it's not actually helping the stress, if you're using more intense stimulation, gripping harder, more aggressive movements to achieve the same satisfaction, if you're relying more heavily on porn or fantasy to get aroused, if you feel guilty or disappointed with yourself afterward, if you're doing it just to get it over with so you can focus on other things, these aren't moral judgments. They're data points. Your body is giving you feedback about what it needs. Think of it like driving a car that's logged more miles. It still works, still gets you where you want to go, but it needs a little more care, less flooring the gas, more regular tune-ups. And sometimes, just sometimes, skipping a session can actually make the next one better. More tension, more buildup, more appreciation. This is something our porn-saturated culture doesn't teach us. Anticipation enhances pleasure. The French have a saying, l'appétit vient en mangeant. Appetite comes with eating. But the reverse is also true. Appetite grows with waiting. When you give your body time to actually want something again, the experience becomes richer. Your sensitivity increases. Your appreciation deepens. The satisfaction lasts longer. It's like the difference between grabbing a quick snack when you're not really hungry versus sitting down to a meal when you're genuinely famished. Same food, completely different experience. Masturbation after 40 shouldn't be about keeping the streak alive. It should be about listening, adjusting, and actually enjoying the experience. So here's some real talk, some simple things that can help. Start tracking how you feel after, not just during. If you notice a crash in energy or mood, maybe space things out a bit. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Seriously, 7 hours minimum. Ease up on the alcohol and late-night snacks. Try going a few days without porn and see how your body responds. And most importantly, don't let shame creep in. This isn't about guilt. It's about awareness. Let me expand on these points because they're crucial. Tracking your response. Keep a simple note on your phone. Rate your energy level before and after. Notice patterns. Do you feel different when you masturbate in the morning versus evening? When you're stressed versus relaxed? When you use porn versus imagination? This isn't about obsessing. It's about gathering data. Sleep is non-negotiable. Your body produces most of its testosterone during deep sleep. If you're not getting quality sleep, you're literally undermining your sexual health. And masturbating late at night can actually disrupt your sleep cycle, creating a vicious cycle. The alcohol factor. Alcohol might make you feel temporarily relaxed, but but it disrupts your sleep quality and affects your hormone production. Many men notice significantly better sexual experiences when they cut back on drinking. The porn experiment. Try going a week without visual stimulation. Use only your imagination and physical sensation. Many men find this reset helps them reconnect with their body's natural rhythms and increases sensitivity. Nutrition matters. Your body needs specific nutrients to produce hormones and maintain sexual health. Zinc, vitamin D, healthy fats, these aren't just supplements. They're building blocks for your sexual wellness. There's a big difference between masturbation that leaves you feeling alive and the kind that just leaves you feeling meh. The alive kind connects you to your body, releases genuine tension, and leaves you feeling satisfied and energized. The meh kind is mechanical, disconnected, and leaves you feeling empty or depleted. Learning to recognize the difference is a skill that develops over time. It requires honest self-reflection and a willingness to adjust your approach. So if you're over 40 and you're still doing your thing, good. That means your drive is still there. That means your body's still responding. But maybe it's time to play a little smarter. Not less, just better. You don't need to give it up. You just need to listen a little closer, respond a little slower. Take care of yourself before and after, not just during, because your pleasure matters, your energy matters, and yes, your health matters too. This isn't about becoming some kind of sexual monk or adhering to arbitrary rules. It's about developing a mature, sustainable relationship with your sexuality that honors where you are in life right now. Your sexuality at 40 plus can actually be richer and more satisfying than it was at 20. If you approach it with wisdom instead of just habit. Now that you know this, what are you going to do differently?